How many people has Mike Ehrmantraut killed? Mike is a private investigator, cleaner, security, hitman, and a worker for Gas Fring, and occasionally offers his services to Saul Goodman. He is a former Philadelphia police officer and United States Marine Corps veteran, and this gives him a lot of knowledge on forensic evidence, surveillance, and police procedure. He is well-trained and calm in all situations. Because of his work in the police force, Mike's son Matt respected and idolized his dad and also joined the police force. However, Mike was a dirty cop and engaged in various corrupt activities and took bribes all the time. One day, Matt was approached by other corrupt officers and he asked his dad for advice. Mike advised Matt that not taking the money would put his life in danger, and so Matt took it. However, his hesitation made his fellow officers unsure about his true intentions, and so they killed him anyway. After his death, his wife Stacy and daughter Kaylee left Philadelphia for Albuquerque after Matt's funeral. Mike looks for them, kills them, and travels to Albuquerque to be close to his granddaughter. In Albuquerque, Mike starts working as a parking lot attendant at the courthouse. He also works in security jobs to get money to support Stacy and Kaylee. It's at this job that Mike meets Jimmy McGill, who is frequently irritated with Mike's demands for payment or the correct number of validation stickers. He gets a gig to protect Price during a drug deal with Nacho Varga. When Nacho steals Price's money and his collection of baseball cards, Mike makes Nacho return the cards and uses Jimmy's services to get the cops off Price's back and drop the investigation. Nacho is impressed by how Mike works and hires him to kill his boss, Tuco Salamanca. However, Mike is reluctant and tells Nacho to let him get arrested and imprisoned. But Mike is approached by Hector Salamanca, who offers Mike $5,000 to tell the police that Tuco's gun is Mike's, which will shorten his sentence. When Mike refuses, Hector threatens his family. So Mike takes the offer, but he demands $50,000, which Hector gives him. Mike is still angry at Hector for threatening his family. He starts spying the ice cream parlor where he had the meeting with Hector and observes Hector's crew receiving ice cream delivery trucks transporting goods up from Mexico. Mike realized they're smuggling drugs and money, so he hijacks the vehicle and steals the money, $250,000. Later, he's confronted by Nacho, who reveals an innocent Good Samaritan was killed by the Salamancas when he brought information about the driver. Mike left tied up as he stole the money. This angers Mike, and he decides to shoot and kill Hector. He follows Nacho and sets up his sniper rifle on a hillside and watches as the cousins kill the driver and bury him in an unmarked grave. However, he's told to leave Hector by someone who turns out to be Gas Fring, who tells him he has his reasons for wanting Hector to stay alive. Fring tells him he can continue stealing from Hector and helps Mike launder the money he stole by employing him as a security consultant. He tells him he might need his services in the future. Mike is given a job by Gas, and he transports a structural engineer, Werner Ziegler, who is here to construct Gas Fring's meth lab. When Werner escapes to meet his wife, Mike asks Gas not to send hitmen to kill him. He finds Werner, but he has already spoken to Lalo Salamanca and given him some information on the construction, so Fring orders Mike to kill him. Mike takes Werner to a remote location and asks Gas to spare his life. Gas refuses. Mike allows him to contact his wife and tell her to return to Germany. This will keep her safe from Gas hitmen who are ready to kill her. She accepts to return home. Mike then executes Werner by shooting him. Mike liked Werner and is saddened by his death. Gas halts the construction to deal with Lalo. However, Mike is angry at Gas for the death of Werner. He decides to leave and refuses to take payment for the delay. He starts drinking and gets into fights at night. He also loses his temper while hanging out with his granddaughter, and Stacy tells him to give them some space. When Mike gets beaten up and stabbed, he awakens at a ranch in Mexico where he is receiving treatment. Gas visits him and persuades him to work for him again. Fring wants his help and tells him he's the right person for the job because he understands revenge. Mike returns to his job and gets Lalo arrested for causing gas losses by revealing his dead drops to the DEA through Crazy 8, after Lalo orders Nacho to burn down Fring's chicken restaurant. Gas decides he wants Lalo released. He will return to Mexico to avoid trial anyway and will no longer be a problem in Albuquerque. So Mike uses Jimmy to get Lalo bail by revealing key information to him. Jimmy agrees to collect Lalo's bail money from the desert for a huge fee. When Jimmy gets the money, he's ambushed by 6 men who want to kill him and take the money. Jimmy is saved by Mike, who arrives onto the scene and kills 5 men. The survivor flees. They can't use Mike's car because it has taken too much damage. Jimmy's car also breaks down, and they push it off the road and walk away. Mike realizes the gunman who escaped is still searching for them, and he tracks them from Jimmy's car. Mike is able to kill him by using Jimmy as bait. Mike then tells Jimmy what to say to Lalo when he speaks to him. After Lalo is released, Mike tells Jimmy that Lalo will be killed at his home in Mexico. Lalo travels with Nacho to Mexico to introduce him to Don Eladio. Fring sends his hitmen to kill Lalo and uses Nacho to open the gate for them. Mike has tried to convince Gas to let Nacho go, but Gas now wants to use Nacho to clear his name with the Salamancas by having him claim that Fring had nothing to do with the hit on Lalo. Nacho offers to give himself up as long as his dad Manuel is protected and shoots himself after revealing to Hector that he's responsible for his stroke. But Lalo survives, travels to Germany, gets the information he needs, and returns to Albuquerque to carry out his revenge on Gas Fring. Lalo's plan fails, and he's killed by Gas. Mike reassures Kim and Jimmy that Lalo is gone for good. In Breaking Bad, Mike first appears in Season 2, Episode 13. After Walt allows Jane to die from a heroin overdose, Saul Goodman sends Mike, who cleans Jesse's apartment and removes all traces of the drugs. He then tells Jesse what to say to police to stop him from incriminating himself. Saul paid Mike to investigate Walter, and after providing him with background about Walter White and his cancer diagnosis, Mike had cautioned Saul against working with him, but Saul didn't follow the advice. Saul also hires Mike to spy on Skylar when they fear she may speak to the authorities. Walter goes to his home while Mike is installing microphones. Mike sees the Salamanca twins arrive to kill Walter and saves his life by calling Fring, who tells them to leave Walter. He directs them to kill Hank, but he narrowly survives after Gas tips him off. When Gas gets information that one of the twins is still alive, he delivers chicken to the officers and distracts them. Mike enters his room and kills him by lethal injection and throws the syringe in a garbage bin nearby. When 4 cartel gunmen arrive from Mexico to kidnap Dwayne Chow, Gus's chemical supplier, Mike arrives and saves Chow's life by killing all 4 gunmen, but he shoots Chow in the hand for not keeping Gus updated. Gas and Mike determined they were being tested for weakness in Fring's operations. Mike rides in the back of a Los Pollos Hermanos refrigerator truck that is transporting meth to protect it. 2 gunmen force the truck off the road, and after killing the driver, they shoot into the back of the truck to kill everyone inside. Mike narrowly survives as a bullet cuts off a bit of his right ear. Mike then shoots the men when they enter the truck. Mike and Jesse travel with Fring to Mexico to have Jesse teach the cartel chemist how to cook blue sky. Gus poisons the cartel members and they die in the process. Mike kills Gaff. During their escape, he is shot and wounded by Joaquin Salamanca, and Jesse kills Joaquin. He was the last surviving Salamanca, apart from Hector. Gas will later torment him with his grandson's death. Mike has to stay in Mexico for at least a week to recover, and Gas and Jesse return to New Mexico. He returns to the States when he's informed about Fring's death to kill Walter. However, he ends up working with him and Jesse to destroy evidence. Mike later meets with Lydia, who wants to eliminate Gas employers to keep them from talking. Mike refuses, and so she hires Chris to kill them, including Mike. Chris needs the money since his savings were seized by the DEA. Chris is unsuccessful, and Mike interrogates him for information before he shoots him 4 times through the chest, killing him. Mike decides against killing Lydia, but her readiness to do anything to protect herself would lead to her death at the hands of Walter. Mike meets his end at the hands of Walter, who shoots him for refusing to reveal to him the names on Fring's payroll. Walter realizes he didn't need to shoot him. All he had to do was ask Lydia, and he apologizes. Mike responds,
"Shut the fuck up. Let me die in peace."
In total, Mike killed at least 18 people. He also inadvertently led to the death of at least 3 people. The lady who was killed by her husband when Mike threatened to kill him, the cartel driver shot by the Salamancas, and the Good Samaritan killed by Hector.